Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be playing my own video game, Mr. Nance's Inferno. And I'm going to be playing through level 1. For those of you who are interested in playing the game, but don't feel confident in your ability to succeed at it. So I'm going to go ahead and play through level 1 here. And a couple things you ought to notice. You click on play to start. And then you start out as Dante, and it gives you a little bit of instruction. The arrow keys move you back and forth. You need to avoid the wolf in scene 1. And then you come on here into the second room. You talk to Virgil up there, and he tells you that he has been instructed to guide you. You go down to the door down below, and that's the door at the entrance to Hell. Well, then you finally get into Hell, and this is the Ante-Inferno. This is the room, the antechamber of the Inferno, and it's the place where the souls who could never make up their mind reside. And so you need to get past the wasps and the worms, and the best way to do that is to wait until the break in the pattern. You can see the break, and you got to quickly get around, make sure you don't bump into the worms. On the next screen, it tells you that you can talk to Charon up there by pressing Shift. So go up right next to him and press Shift, and Charon will reject you and not let you in. And so then you can press spacebar to get help from Beatrice, and Beatrice will tell you to press V. Then when you press V, Virgil will talk to Charon for you, and he'll let you ride. Then you begin the next screen, which is a little bit more challenging. You have to get past all of the different things, but actually all you have to do is press Control, which causes you to faint, just like Dante does in the book. If you don't know that, then it keeps getting harder until you die. Alright, on the screen with the virtuous pagans, you'll meet the different poets, the famous poets of antiquity. And you have to talk to all 4 of them, they're the ones with the colored outfits, and answer each of their questions. The one in yellow is Ovid, the one in green is Lucan, the one in red is Horace, and the one in blue is Homer. After talking to all 4 of them, then you'll be able to find the door. Now, the gray souls won't hurt you, so you don't have to worry anything about danger in that level. Now, once you get to Minos, it gets more complicated, because you have to get past Minos' tail in order to get down to the door down there. Minos is responsible for flinging souls to their particular location, and you just have to time it right and run past him. Now, you get to start playing as Mr. Nance, and when you play as Mr. Nance, you can use a sword with the spacebar. After you defeat the wolf, it will explain that the she-wolf represents lusts and coordinates to a part of hell. And then you get into the next part, and you can fight the lion if you want to, representing the sins of violence. And he represents the second section of hell. And if you so choose, you can fight everything else, or you can just go on. Now, getting past the bees is a little bit easier with a sword. You gotta just kind of attack them and get through. And you can fight with the worms as well. And when you fight with the worms, they split into smaller worms and come after you. In this level, you don't have Virgil to talk to Charon for you, so you just go talk to him yourself. And I recommend that you back up a little bit, but be careful of the fire underneath the speech bubble. Charon will act like he doesn't want to let you have his boat, and then he'll come after you and attack you with his paddle, but you just have to hit him 3 or 4 times and he's gone. Take his boat and go for a ride in the river. Now, you have to get across the river in the boat because Mr. Nance doesn't faint. And so you're just going to paddle past all the objects. It's on a timer, so just going back and forth and trying to avoid running into things is the best way to do it. Try to give yourself plenty of space and don't get stuck in a corner where you don't have much room to move. Staying near the middle is probably best unless it gets really thick. And try to keep coming back to the middle as soon as you can, just to make sure you have plenty of maneuvering space. And you've just got to endure while it gets more and more difficult for a little while. That was close. And you just maneuver around, and eventually you'll get to the point where it all clears and you can go on up to the top. Now, once you're in the garden, you really don't have to worry about anything because nobody's going to hurt you. Gardens are dangerous. It tells you a little bit about the symbolism there, but you just have to cut down the trees and get to the door. Now you have to fight Minos as the boss of level 1. And he's angry at Mr. Nance because Mr. Nance wants to interpret him. So one of the best things to do is hang back for a minute until the souls catch on fire, because although the souls won't hurt you themselves, they do catch on fire, and if they leave a little bit of fire in their way, it makes it challenging because the fire might get in your way. Ooh, that was a close one. So you need to go up. The best place to attack him is probably his feet, because if you're attacking at the feet, you're farther away from his fireballs as long as you stay under his tail. If you get too high, his tail will get you. After he gets angry, his fireballs increase and his tail goes a little bit more crazy. Once you finally hit him enough times, he'll fly off into the pit and you can go through the door. And then you can see what the symbolism there and how he represents judgment because of his mythological connections. Also the first reference to poetic allegory, a key concept in Dante's Inferno. Then you have to answer the test questions, the first of which city did he get exiled from? And the answer is Florence. What do the animals represent? They represent lust, violence, and fraud, which you saw if you attacked and defeated them. What's his danger? Well, it's a danger of pride and voice and poetry. His political party was the White Guelphs. Beatrice sent Virgil to rescue Dante. If you listened to Virgil, he would have told you that. And Dante is in danger of relaxing his pride and including him among the greats. So that would be D. What does Beatrice represent? She represents hope, love, poetry, motivation for salvation. And we're on to level 2. I'll play level 2 again next time, perhaps. Alright, thanks for playing through with me.